So I think the next habitat we should get is the African penguins, which we haven't looked up yet. African penguin. Look at these bad boys. Can't wait to get these. They're also endangered, so they could be part of our zoo. And they have quite small land requirements. That is only for one. But let's say, I mean, what groups do they live in? 6 to 500. Wait, is that 1,000? No, I think that's 500 total, and it could be 500 males, 500 females, or a mix of both. 500 though. Okay, we're not going to have that many, I can tell you now. But let's say we get to 20. Is that a good size? 20 is quite a lot, isn't it? Barely any land. Okay, even 30. Okay, that's quite a lot of penguins. So we're going to go with that. They need some deep water. We need to take note of that, and they need some water, some normal water. So we're looking at kind of not too big a habitat. We've just won something. Exhibit species welfare. Oh, that's great. Well, we're a great zoo. We knew that. We knew that before. So this is our. Oh, look. Our pygmy hippo is out of the water, enjoying his new habitat. And the best name has already been shouted out in the comments. We're going Moto Moto. Great film, funny name. I think I've spelled that right. I'm not sure. You can tell me if I've spelled it right or not. But hilarious name. And we've already got Melman in the park, so we'll need to get Gloria at some point when we get a female, which we could have a look at now. No, just males. That's all we have. Okay. We'll have to keep looking. One thing that we've pointed out is that the way we're doing this zoo, because I've not got VIP guests like visiting the zoo or anything, which you get conservation credits for, but I can just log in every so often to the franchise zoo, and it gives you 100 credits every time you log in. So I've already got us up to 200 just by logging in a couple of times, and it's really not a big deal. So yeah, I'll probably just do that to get some extra credits, and then once we get into the swing of things, we'll be releasing species into the wild. That'll give us loads of credits, and we'll be absolutely fine. We've just not really got the numbers at the minute. I think our guests think the tickets are underpriced. Is that right? Underpriced, yes. Okay, well, not for long. Let's say 12 and 6. I'm not going to put them up a lot because we're actually doing really well on money. Where's our finances? Look at that. 15,000. That's going up. Like, it's crazy. We're making so much money. And we barely have any... oh, wow, it's all from donations, basically. We barely have any shops. That's what I was going to say. It's so small. Which we do need to get, but I'm thinking we'll probably put some more shops on this side, maybe even here. But for now, we're going to use this area to make a penguin penguin habitat. And actually, it could even extend around here. I think maybe we should have it come all the way out here, and it can kind of cut off here. This could be the edge. One thing I thought about as well is the heat maps. Let's get the water up. Yes, we have a water treatment here. So we need to make sure that that's covering the whole thing. We're also going to have to think about water temperature at some point, because at the minute it's quite hot, but the animals are fine, but we just need to check in on them, especially if we have some like animals who live in colder environments. We need to be considering that. I think the penguins are absolutely fine though, because they're African penguins, so I can only assume that they live in warm climates. New research unlocked. That's great. We should probably move Dr. Dolittle to the pygmy hippo now. Let's see if we've got any new enrichment from that. Let's filter. We're going to habitat, enrichment. Let's go filter by the species, and it was the Nile lechwe, which I'm only assuming I've got it right because I'm only pronouncing right because you haven't told me I'm not. Oh, a scarecrow feeder. What is this? I've never seen this before. This is awesome. Hi, Melman. Well, let's whack this over here. I love this. There we go. There we go. That's a bit better. Is everyone still happy with the environment? I didn't just mess up the balance of everything. No, the ecosystem's fine. Right, so let's check what else we have. I think we've already got these. Have we got... Yeah, we've got graze ball feeders. I will definitely have grab balls lying around. That's one right there, so absolutely fine. Look at them interacting. Oh, I feel bad for Melman though. He is on his own, and he needs more enrichment. Have we got anything else for him? Let's have a look. Poor little Melman. I love how I say I'm going to start a new habitat and then immediately get derailed and start working on a different habitat. He's got the sprinkler. He's already got one over there, so you're going to have to just enjoy that for a little bit more, buddy, before we can get something else. Don't be stressed. Just go lie down over there. That's why we built that. Don't stress. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see if we've got any giraffes. Not that we'll be able to afford them, probably. Reticulated giraffe. Any cheap ones? No. Oh! Yes! Adopted. I've not even thought about it. That's a female. She is a female. Melman has a friend. And they can make little friends together. Oh, it's going to be so cute. We can actually start breeding them. This is amazing. Okay. So we've already had loads of name suggestions for female giraffes. So when we actually get them, we'll think about naming them. For now, Melman, you just look forward. You're actually going to have a friend soon. That also is going to freak me out. Like, I keep thinking that's a keeper. That's actually really good. At distance, it looks exactly like the keepers. Quick nighttime. Back to daytime. And how's everything going? Checking up on everyone. Dr. Doolittle. You're supposed to be doing research, mate. What are you doing out here? Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Let's have a look at how expensive our penguins are. African penguin. Ooh, quite expensive. We can buy them with cash though, so that is all good. I'm gonna get this one. In fact, let's rank them by appeal. It's at the bottom. No, it's the best one. Right, okay. So he's a bit small, but we need a mix of all of them. So let's go for the small one. Then we've got a female. He's a bit sickly, but it is what it is. Then we can get another male. Thinking how we want to get another female. I kind of want to get them in pairs because don't they pair up? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure penguins like mate for life and pair up. And we've got some interesting colors on these. Like these look really nice. But what's the minimum size we can have? 6. Okay, so we need to have 6. Let's just wait until we get a few more females and we can start building that habitat for now and then we'll get there eventually. And the plan for this is to basically do what we've done here, where we take the barrier and we're going to do the same thing on the other side and put the penguins over here. So stay tuned. I'm going to do that very quickly now. So then I had an issue. So I'm really annoyed because I was so happy with how this episode went, but because I updated to Windows 11 on my system, basically they kept like doing really annoying notifications and I came out to turn them off and silence it while I was recording. And then I forgot to turn the recording back on. So they then carried on, made a whole episode and wasn't recording. So I have basically, I'm just going to take you through what I did. So I made a lovely little guest entrance to a little penguin habitat that we have here. I just built the barriers around the edge. Made a little guest entrance so our guests can walk around and put the donation bins and the normal bins. And I also set up an exhibit stand, an education stand, so that our educators can come along and can teach everyone about the penguins. And as you can see, people are already crowded in here. And I then decided I'd build them a nice big shelter over here. So that's exactly what I did. I then put in some bedding so that they could have a beautiful little stay and sleep in there if they want. But that's not all I wanted them to do because I did want them to have options. Ooh, watermelon's about to mature. That's okay. We'll come to that a bit later. The next thing I did was put in some enrichment items for them and some water. And as you can see, I've got a little jetty on here, which I think is really nice, which effectively they can use to walk along or they can use to sleep on. So it's actually a kind of a cool two-way. So they've got the shelter here or they've got the jetty over here. And then I decided I'd put some rocks in to kind of spice it up. And you know how I love rocks. And finally, I added some nature and I had to pick from the African, aquatic and desert nature. So you can get some really cool palm trees in here. So I put in a little bit of nature. And the habitat ended up looking like this. And I'm actually really happy with this one, which is a shame that I can't show you the whole process of me building it step by step. But hopefully this gives you a bit of like an insight as to what I did. We've also got some plants underwater here, which I really love. Put in some of these underwater plants and a little enrichment item here. The penguins can also get fed. So they've got their food here. They've got some food enrichment and a food tray. But I've also put in a fish feeder in here. So if they want, they can dive for the food like this one's doing right now. And the guests can come and watch them and enjoy. I'm actually going to move this donation box over to the other side so that they can, they can turn around and donate for either one. And Moto's in there still enjoying his life. Look at him having a great time. I did also sort out our exhibit area because these poison frogs were having some issues, and I realized I hadn't actually turned them on for managed population. So I then went through and changed all of them to prioritize by cash. So now all of our exhibit animals are prioritizing based on cash because we can't actually release them for conservation credits. And we should have quite a lot. Wow, we've got a lot of animals in here that we can now sell. So that should give a little bit of profit to the zoo, hopefully. I also got 10 beautiful African penguins. And as you can see, they love running around and causing mischief. Gonna jump straight in the water. So I also decided I'd rename all of them. So I'm just gonna take you through all of their names now, and hopefully you're happy with what I've done. So our first troublemaker is Indigo, who is on a mission to get to the water right now. Then we've got Flora, who's a classy gal but doesn't like to get her hair wet. We've got Zubari, who's just chilling, not really minding the guests walking past, having a great time. We've got Chewbacca, who's just having a little paddle around, can't decide whether he wants to get in the jetty or not. Ooh, they're on the jetty now, look at them climb up. Oh, and we switched to nighttime and back to daytime. We've got Echo, who's part of the jetty crew, having a little waddle along. We have Olive, who has places to be. Never seen a penguin run so quickly. We've got Paul, who is having a little bit of a sleep and is now running off to probably get some food. Also, I didn't say we got a new keeper called Mr. Popper, who's going to be helping look after the penguins as well. So I've just added him to our area that's doing the Africa entrance area. We've got Mocha here, who's just following another penguin, like in a conga line, which is so cute. And the other penguin is Alana, who's leading the pack currently. Finally, we've got Waffles, who's just been for a little bit of food and is probably going to go for a bit of a swim now. These animals are absolutely adorable. I do love them. Just look how they waddle along. And it's so cool that the guests can get so close to them. Like, look at this. Like, the guests are right there. Ah, it's feeding time. That's why they're all going crazy. Look at them go. They're loving it. They're so noisy as well. So hopefully, we've got 10 in here now. We've got 5 boys and 5 girls. It seems like a couple of them, like Mocha and Alana, seem to be very close. So I'm hoping that they kind of mate for life, don't they? So maybe they're already paired up. That would be very cute. And hopefully they will get on very well. And we can have some little penguin babies soon. I think I'll probably start to release some of them into the wild once we have about 30. They can live in populations of up to 500 in here, which is absolutely crazy. They are monogamous, which is adorable, and as guests can enter, as you can see. One other thing I did was I added an education point and some seating to our pygmy hippo habitat and just extended the barrier to come a little bit closer to the fence because I thought it looked a bit more normal like that. And they can actually throw food in here as well. So we've got the talk scheduled for April right now. And I changed the color of the seating to be more conservation themed, which I thought was just, fitting for the zoo. And I actually duplicated it over on the other side of the zoo over here, where it's absolutely bustling right now. They love the otters. But we've got the same colored seating over here. Look at the otters. We haven't seen them in a while. How adorable they are. There's so many of them now. Getting so big. Then we've got a beautiful little seating area. You come through, you can see we've got the tapers. I think Watermelon has probably matured now as well, which is crazy. That's Cusco's. I mean, this is Watermelon. Watermelon's a young adult. I'm going to put them on contraceptives because I don't want them to breed with the Cusco. But yeah, they've grown up so quickly. They're such strange looking animals. We do need an ATM at some point. One other thing we could do is we could rename the other axolotl Flapjack, as I'm pretty sure one of you in the comments wanted me to rename an axolotl Flapjack. So hopefully you're happy with that. And let's have a little look at them. Oh, they're just chilling down here right now. not doing anything crazy. Just living life on the bottom of a tank. This is massive actually for them, isn't it? They're so small. This is a really big like habitat for them, which is awesome. I love that. I love a big habitat. As you can tell by this massive habitat we have for our penguins, which barely need any space at all. Also, I love this. They have a little disco ball. How cute is that? I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, although it was a little bit shorter than our other ones. And I will see you in the next one, where hopefully we can get some okapi in the zoo.